host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi everybody, welcome to New Life Live. Steve Arterburn here. We are advocates of turkey. If you're a vegan, furky is fine. If that's what you want, we're not putting that down one bit here. We're equal opportunity consumers. Joining me today, two people that will help us get ready for Thanksgiving, no matter how big a turkey, whoever it is coming to dinner is. Dr. John Townsend, Dr. Dave Stoop. John, Dave, how you guys doing?
Doing good.
We're doing good.
Well, it's great to see you. And, John, we're going to be talking about people fuel. And maybe it's a great opportunity here. You know, folks are looking forward to Thanksgiving, and not everybody, you know. You wrote the book, Who's Pushing Your Buttons? And then in parentheses, you wrote Steve, probably. And so you know all about trouble, problem, people stuff. What's some people fuel? You're really talking about making the right choices so that 20 Thanksgivings from now, you're not having to figure out how to deal with this. What's some good advice for folks that are maybe looking not too forward to some trouble people at dinner?
And Steve, I can give some advice for people on the near term too, even just to make Thanksgiving better, not even 20 years from now.
Yeah, okay.
Because the principles in the book are about maximizing the gain people in your life, the ones that give you energy and positivity, and minimizing or structuring how you deal with the drained people, the ones that after you spend 5 minutes with them, you need a 2-hour nap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that kind of sometimes people feel like that during the holidays. And one thing to do, really kind of a quick little way to think about this, is when you go to the assembly, the family home, or wherever it is, make sure you're nice to crazy, Uncle Joe, who's the alcoholic, who's like inappropriate. Don't boycott him. Say hi to him and ask him how his day is, but don't try to fix him. But don't try to put up with foolishness either. Just be nice to him. But spend a lot of time with those kind people who are interested in you. The key is, are they willing to ask you about your life? If it all is about their life, give them a few minutes. But the people who say back and forth in a mutual dialogue, so how are you doing? And you tell them how you're doing. Then you ask them. If it's back and forth, that's a very, very fun, positive Thanksgiving. Look for mutuality.
Right. And the other thing is, this whole drama triangle that people want to get you into, and, where you're the victim or they're the victim, persecutor, or rescuer, all that. You don't have to engage in that. You can just not take the bait this year.
That's when you say, "Oh, that's really hard. I'm gonna go get a sandwich," and you just don't come back.
Find some reason to leave the room.
Right.
And then there's the division of the politics that upset people. How do you avoid that?
Yeah, and you have to be the one. You have to be the adult in the room. And
really you do.
Because there are people that have opinions about politics, and then there are others that want to kill somebody. Yeah. So you just have to be the one that says, I'm just not gonna continue.
You just don't
conflict.
engage.
I don't even. I'm even more subtle than that, or maybe more dysfunctional than that. I'll just say, I know it's so hard to get the two together. What about that cranberry pie?
Yeah.
And most people go, oh yeah, and it's a nice diversion, because only 2% of the people want to stay with the rants and rave. The other 98% want to eat some good food and have a good time. Give them a chance to divert.
Yeah, but if you mention the pie and then they go, well, it's probably raised on a socialist commune farm, then you're probably not, there's nothing that's going to go
you're in
well
trouble.
Just give it up.
All right, 1-800-229-3000. 1-800-229-3000. We're here for 2 hours. We'd love to talk to you. And rarely do you get this much wisdom in one location, but it's right here. 1-800-229-3000. And we're hoping it's going to be a great Thanksgiving for you. We'll be back right after this.
I feel blessed to have had this opportunity for my needs to be met, connecting with other women who are fighting the same fight, hoping for healthy marriages and growing closer to the Lord on their journey.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography, it might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
I feel encouraged and hopeful that even in my struggle, I am enough.
You will leave with hope, with a community of sisters ready to support you, and you will also leave with tools to move you forward on this journey.
Through the sharing in our small group, I realize that I am not alone.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Southern California February 28th to March the 1st. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. John's book, People Fuel. It's a really great book. The subtitle, which I think is absolutely powerful, Fill Your Tank for Life, Love, and Leadership. And really, everybody's got a place to lead. You want to be able to live. You don't want to die and you're still walking around, but you're just full of death and depression and love. And there is the tricky thing. You go out, you want to experience love, share love, but sometimes you make some mistakes because our thinking gets distorted. Now, John, what is a way to not make decisions about people with and avoid this distorted thinking that we get into when it comes to other folks?
Well, what we find out from the neuroscience, Steve, is it basically affirms everything that God says in the Bible, is that you've got to have a template in your head for what healthy is. If you don't have good relationships from your formative years, like if you didn't have a lot of love and structure and acceptance, and all you had was either legalism or control or craziness or chaos or addiction or disconnection, you kind of keep picking that way. That's why Ephesians 3:17 says we need to be rooted and grounded in love. So you got to find some people in the church or a good therapist or a mentor or a pastor or spiritual director or coach who says, here's what normal is. And the more you experience, they don't talk about themselves all the time, or they care about me, or they tell the truth, or they respect me, then your people picker stops being pooped, as we like to say.
Yeah, so true. All right, well, let's go to the phones. I want to talk with Kelly. Silver Springs, Maryland, WAVA is the station, and we're really glad that you're with us here. Kelly, with Dr. John Townsend of the Townsend Institute, Dr. Dave Stoop of New Life and Leadership and Life Recovery and every other kind of institute I've ever been around. Dave's done it. He's the man. But Kelly, how are you, and how can we help you today?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
My question is, Thanksgiving dinner is at my house this year, and there's this ongoing unresolved issue between my mother and my son. My son is an adult now. He lives in a different city. He's graduated from college, but there are some behaviors which my mother has displayed throughout the years, which she has displayed to all of her children, and she has not apologized. And, I've been in therapy, and I understand that she's not going to change. She doesn't think she needs to apologize. She's not even willing to admit where she's wrong.
What's the behavior you're talking about? Help us understand. What's the behavior you're talking about?
She's being mean, not showing kindness.
Specifically, though, what does that mean? What mean things will she say, for example? We need kind of what she says.
So, what does she? It's been when he was younger. She went. Gosh, it's complex. So
you got like a sentence or a phrase like "you're an idiot" or "I don't love you" or "you're a loser" or just a.
Well, this is not your house. You're not welcome here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that gives us something. Okay, thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, that's why we ask for specific examples just to see how mean she is.
Right.
Okay,
right.
got it.
And then she's older now, and she just feels like he needs to talk to her. Well, he called, and I give another example. He called to talk to his uncle, my uncle, his great uncle, on his birthday. That's my mom's brother. She said, "Oh, do you want to talk to your grandson?" And she said, "No, I don't want to talk to him." But when there's a gathering, she wants to be acknowledged.
Okay, we got the situation.
What's the question for us? What's the question for us?
How, my child is calling me and saying, "Well, who's coming for Thanksgiving?" Really? You know who's coming for Thanksgiving. My question is, I'm tired of this fight. I told him you have to forgive. He doesn't understand there's a level of forgiveness he hasn't embraced. She's not going to change. She wants to be controlling and manipulative. And I'm tired of the fight. I'm not.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What if you were saying to him, "Man, I realize how horrible this is for you," and you kind of connected with his pain and moved him more toward accepting her as flawed versus moving toward this amazing forgiveness of all things that she's continuing to do.
It's a little early for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
She's still firing bullets, and you're saying forgive her, and
you've only got 2 days to fix this. Let's do something short term here, Kelly. It's kind of like when I was talking about at the introduction. Just say to your son, "I get it. She's hurtful. Don't worry. She raised me too. I get it, honey. But I want you to come in, spend 1 minute with her, say hello to her, and then go spend the rest of your time with other people. Just come in and be polite, because that's what grown-ups do. Grown-ups don't boycott the meal, and they don't like try to set grandma straight. And they don't do that. They just say, "Hi, grandma. How's your year been or your month?" Grandma says something, and then you just kind of like. You slide off and you go meet with people, and the rest of your time you have great experience with great people. You're training him how to be a grown-up in difficult people instead of like having to insist that everybody around him be sane, which you'll never do in life.
Trying to get the family to be calm.
I've thought about the fact that she's been hurtful. I've thought about the fact that, so I'm learning that. That's a skill that I have had to learn.
Absolutely.
As an adult. So,
but here's the thing.
I'm just
subtly, you can end up being hurtful yourself by discounting his feelings, see?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you don't want to be the second hurtful female in his life.
Absolutely not.
So you say, "Man, you know what? I get it. Maybe I haven't handled this right, or I haven't handled it correctly. Here's what I think would really be great." Just like John said, it's one thing for somebody to be destructive. It's another thing to pull up a chair next to them and sit there for 2 hours waiting for them to put you down and make you feel bad. So, I'm going to send you People Fuel here. I'll get a copy to you. That I think you'll like it. But really glad you called, and I hope it's going to be a good Thanksgiving for you. I think the greatest.
I want a peaceful Thanksgiving.
That's all.
There you go.
You can have that, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you can't fix the mother, she can't fix the son by saying you have to forgive her. So we got to try something different. All right, let's go over here to Kathy, Chicago, Illinois. She has the New Life app, and that's where she listens. Hi there, how are you?
Hello, how are you all?
Hey, Kathy, how are you liking the app? Does the user interface good?
Oh yeah, I can pull it up at any time, so it's very helpful, and I get a lot of answers just listening to the podcast, so I'm very appreciative of that.
That's good.
How could we help you right now?
Okay, so I went to Lose It for Life 5 years ago, and since then I've been in recovery actually from alcoholism, and it's really given me new life. But my husband, who has been he's a chronic relapser, so he hasn't been in the home in about 7 years. And this last time he went to recovery, in jail recovery. And when he got out, he was given friend got him a job, so I let him back in the home. And for 5 months he was okay, but lately he's been he's been relapsing. And I know what it is to live with peace. So I'm not sure if, I should just request he go to 90 meetings in 90 days, or if I should just tell him to leave. He seems, he says he's willing to do it, but at the same time, he's fussing about doing it. And I don't know if I should just tell him to, well, keep trying it your own way, and you have to leave, because I don't have peace with someone who's, living like that. So I'm trying to figure, should I be patient and see if he's going to actually do the meetings and recovery?
You ever go with him to meetings? Do you guys ever go to meetings together?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Why don't you ask him to go to a meeting with you?
Okay.
And then ask him the next day to go to a meeting with you.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that. Our schedules are a little different, but on his off days, we can definitely go together. Well,
here's a concept.
Think about.
You tell him, look, I'm going to take this a day at a time. So we go to meetings together. You go when I can't go. Things go well. You're going to be here. You don't stay on the path, then you have to leave. It's just that simple. We'll take it a day at a time. So tomorrow you want to stay here? Let's go to a meeting together. You go to a meeting. You get sober, stay sober. You don't want that? Don't come here. Don't come home. Find another place to sleep. I want peace.
Yeah.
You want peace.
It takes that kind of a position to really bring about the change that you want to see, because it's not going to happen unless you continue to push him towards recovery.
Any thoughts here, John, about what some kind of insight that she might use? Because we've got a chronic relapser. He hasn't found what people find that get sober, and that's just some motivation, some reason to choose a different kind of process or path or a different kind of pain.
Yeah, sure, Kathy. The recipe when you've got a chronically relapser is always a few things. The first is to always be as kind as you can. I mean, they should never feel judgment. They should never feel condemnation. It should be, I'm really for you. I mean, I want you to get well, and I care about you. But the other is a very specific kind of a requirements, so that he's got to know what it is that will make him not be able to stay in with you. If he comes home drinking, or if he comes home drunk or high, whatever it is, he's got to know that, and he's also got to know how long he's gone if that happens. It's because it can't be, well, I was okay for the weekend, so you can't. It isn't. You don't get peace when the addict comes in and out and in and out and in and out. That's just awful for you. So it's got to be, it's going to be a while now. It might be a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years. You've got to be specific about what the violation of the boundary is, and also specific about what the consequence is. And then you got to be specific about, and here's what it takes to come back. And that, with a lot of kindness and politeness, tends to help somebody who wants to be helped.
And you got to be consistent with it, and you got to enforce what you said.
Yes.
You can't just let it slide.
Yeah.
You need to be going to Al-Anon too, in addition to whatever you're doing for recovery. I'm really glad that you are in recovery, but a lot of the folks that have been in recovery a long time for alcoholism, then they start going to Al-Anon because they realize, they've got some folks around them that are, they need to do a better job with, or they need to find peace with those people that aren't necessarily on the same track. So,
but Kathy, your peace is number one. You talked about it, and you said you've got it, and you don't want to lose it, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a Life Recovery Bible, and you can give that to him. Do you have one yourself?
No, I don't. I don't.
Well, I'll send one to you too, but give it to him and say, hey, all the answers you need, they're right here in this here Bible. All right, if you want to join us, we're in the studio for 2 hours, 1-800-229-3000. You'll love this book by John, People Fuel, Fill Your Tank for Life, Love, and Leadership. It's really a good one. Also, you can find online how to get involved in a leadership group in your area. John's got them all around the country.
Townsend Leadership Program.
Yeah, the Townsend Leadership Program. It's a small group local thing. You could become part of the Townsend Institute, which is part of Concordia College. And John, give them the website that they could go to find out about just a few of the great stuff.
Sure,
you're doing.
Just drtownsend.com. If you just want to get growth as a leader, or professionally, as strategically, as well as personally, that's Townsend Leadership Program. If you want a degree online with us, get a accredited degree in leadership or coaching or counseling, Townsend Institute.
Pretty sweet when you go to apply for that job and they're looking for an insightful person with a degree, and they're wanting to know, what do you know? I mean, how deep is this understanding of counseling and Christianity and faith? They see Townsend Institute graduate. Wow.
Our graduates are getting great jobs. We're really happy about the jobs.
Says a lot. We'll be back, 1-800-229-3000.
Most of my life I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in the biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. Got to mention also, I was just signing a bunch yesterday, Kirby McCook and the Jesus Chronicles. That's the new book with Marcus Brotherton. 52 funny Bible stories that your kids will love, ages 8 to 12. A $20 gift to New Life, and I will autograph it to them with mature things like, if you don't like this, please don't tell anybody. If you do, please text all of your parents' friends. But really, this is a great gift for any grandchild, child, niece, nephew. $20, we'll send it directly to them, and I'll autograph it personally to them. And it's a great way to get the truth into these young people. Parents tell us, we see it online, they're reading and they're laughing. That's a pretty good combination. All right, let's go to Jay, Dallas, Texas, KWRD. Hello, Jay. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I was just calling. So my husband and I, we had split up for about a year, and we ended up trying to work on things. During that time, he was supposed to be going to counseling just for some infidelity that was going on, but I guess he wasn't holding up to his end of going to counseling. So then we ended up getting back together just because I kind of started feeling bad, just kind of feeling like I didn't help him like I needed to, or like my family said that I was supposed to, rather. So we ended up getting back together, had a baby just within this last year, and now it seems that things are worse. They, in fact, didn't get any better. So
he's still being unfaithful, Jay? I mean, Nancy.
Well,
Jay?
he says his definition of unfaithful is he's allowed to talk to other people as long as he doesn't actually do anything with them. You know.
Well, there's talking to and talking to. So like what's the? There's a talking to that you don't like. So what kind of talking to?
Jay. If he had a heroin addiction and he was saying to you, you know, it's okay for me to be on the corner talking to a heroin drug dealer. As long as I don't buy the heroin, it's just really not a problem for me to be right there on the street corner at 3 a.m. in the morning talking to the heroin dealer. Now, wouldn't that be the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your entire life? The guy he does not have sexual integrity, and for him to be talking to the sex dealer, but as long as he doesn't buy the sex or have the sex, what you want is a man that understands the concept of I need to have boundaries. I don't need to be engaging with women. I need a couple of years where I practice not engaging. You know, this isn't like a normal person here. We all can, I mean, if you don't have a problem, you can talk appropriately with the opposite sex. But him talking to you about how he needs to be in contact with all these people, I got a problem with that.
Right.
So what's the question for us then?
My question is just that now that we have the baby, I guess it just I feel like I'm stuck, basically, you know, because it's my son and I want both of us, but I'm just like, it's like I'm depressed, and you know, it kind of makes me have like certain, it's like I love my baby, but it makes me have certain feelings, you know, towards my baby, if that makes sense. Just wishing that.
You mean the feelings of maybe
leave now if the baby wasn't here, you know.
Like the baby's an obstacle to you getting away from him. Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, see, we have to ask ourselves, what is the best thing, not for today, but for the long term of the baby? And if you endorsing all of your husband's sickness today is going to kind of usher in an unhealthy father 2 years and 5 years from now, then maybe we need to be rethinking about what kind of dad this baby needs and how do we get to that point, or what's our greatest chance of having a healthy dad versus just a dad.
You're not going to get that just by accepting what is and living with it. You got to take some time to build a strategy and set some limits and boundaries with him and stick with it, because that didn't happen before, and it needs to happen this next time.
And that's what I try to do. And every time, it seems like every time I mention anything about a divorce, that's when he wants to say, oh, well, I'm going to go to counseling and I'm going to...
Don't talk about divorce. Talk about him getting help. That's the criteria for him staying, is that he's willing to get some help.
Yeah. You're going from everything's fine to divorce. There's a lot of ground in between there.
Right.
Let me ask you something. Why do you think you don't have some really wise girlfriends that have tried to help you steer a strong, healthy course through all this?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm just really private, so not a lot of people know what's going on.
Okay. We need to fix that problem, see? because you're not going to be talking to us tomorrow. We'll be back.
She said, we need to talk. She's asked me for the first time if I would consider myself a sex addict. You know, I thought it was just about admitting the things that I had done wrong. I never had a clue that it was about redeeming our story. You know, I thought it was just about coming clean on what I had done. I had no idea how to help her with her pain. She was a mess, I was a mess, and we got divorced. Going to EMB, surrounding myself with these other men, they accepted me for who I was and what I had done, but they challenged me to step up and do better. You know, they'll be around other men who are not just pointing the finger, but willing to get in and wade through it with them, you know, get in the trenches. They'll get hope from this workshop. Take my sweet wife and my story. We were divorced, remarried, and on our way to what I think will be the sweetest years of our lives. You know, it's no longer simply about surviving. For the first time ever, you know, we're thriving, we're enjoying where we're at.
Hey, listen, if you're struggling, we want to see you at the workshop. Give us a call, 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I turned on New Life, and the topic that day was about anxiety. And just by listening, I got relief.
You can help New Life Live stay in the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you a set of 4 devotionals, 100 Days of Character, Peace, Prayer, and the newly released 100 Days of Healing. Plus, there are ongoing benefits like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops.
I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's been immensely helpful to me. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. A lot of things we want to say here, and this is why we ask you folks to support us so we can be here in these situations. But, Jay, just one thing real quick here. Your baby needs a dad, but what your baby really needs is a mother that's able to see that the baby isn't why you're able to leave him, or the baby isn't the reason that your options are limited. You're the reason for that, not the baby. So you have to work.
Or your
beyond,
relationship is the reason.
Yeah. So you have to work beyond that resentment of the baby so that you can love that baby fully in the absence of a healthy father. See, because you can make up for that dad's not being a healthy dad, but you have to be the healthy mom who's dealt with all of those things. And then, John, at the break, you were saying she's got to take care of this friendship thing. You need some that first. That's got to be the priority. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Jay. Back when in the Bible, when Moses was changing the world, he had 2 friends that held up his arms. And they held up his arms during the entire time he was fatigued to try to do good things. And you're a private person, and so it's going to be hard for you. But I want, and we can help you off the line with our folks. But see, where are you, in Dallas area? Yeah, there's a bunch of. We want you to find a really healthy church in Dallas where people love Jay and love Jay as a mom who cares about her kid. Because you're going to have to be strong for a long time, and you can't do it on your own. And so you're going to need a good Bible study or a women's group or a recovery group, but you've got to get to a healthy church where they understand difficulty, because the next thing you have to do is to go to a counselor and say, I need a plan for the next time he flirts. And you get the plan together, and you go to your husband and say, you're talking inappropriate to women, and so the next time you flirt, here's the plan. I want you to go get help, but whether or not you get help, here's the plan. You'll have to leave for a certain amount of time until I have a very high confidence that you'll never do that again, because I don't live with men that flirt, especially with your unfaithful history.
Well, and you also need to have some people that you share what's going on with. You can't keep this a secret, because then you're faced with dealing with it on your own, and you don't have the strength to deal with it on your own.
And so that's why the first step is those gals in a healthy church.
Yeah.
All right, I hope that's helpful to you. I'll send you John's book, People Fuel, and I'm going to send you Take Your Life Back. Dave and I wrote that, and there's some really, really powerful stuff in here that could help you. One of the things I want to say, this is kind of the tough advice for you, is that at this stage, the person least competent to make big decisions right now on her own is you. And that's why you've really got to get this support, a good counselor. We're going to try to find one for you so that you're not making these major life decisions, because your thinking's a little bit distorted right now. And we want you to be healthy for you and for that baby. And I think that's the best hope for everybody here. So hold on, and we'll try to help you with that. I want to thank everybody for your support. If you give a gift of any amount, I'll send you our calendar. And remember, this year we get a bonus. We've got 366 days, not 365, on our calendar. Other ministries with cutbacks, maybe they don't put in the extra leap year day. We've added it to ours, so you can get that. It's our way of saying thank you. Also, if you shop online at Amazon, smile.amazon.com, you can put us in as the charity of your choice.
Like a designated charity.
Yeah, and then whenever you're spending way too much money, we're going to benefit from it. So please, your pain can actually go to help change other people's lives. When you get the bill for all that stuff, we'll have a portion of it. So anyway, that's just the kind of love that we have for overspending. I'm just kidding, but
Steve,
I really do want...
Wait, did you say your pain can go to help, like your PAIN pain, or your paying can go, PAYING can go to help?
No, your pain, because they're going to get a bill for all the stuff they charge that we get a percentage of, and so
but it doesn't cost them anything.
It doesn't cost you anything except for the pain that you inflict upon yourself. So that's where God's really taking what Satan means for evil, and good things happen. People, they change your life, even though you're saddled with horrific death for the rest of your life.
Mercy.
All right, let's go back to the phones. And how about we talk with Bruce from Jacksonville, Florida, new listener. Hey, Bruce, how are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Doing okay. What's going on?
All right. I just wanted to talk to you guys just a brief moment. Been in a long marriage for quite some time, and almost 30 years, and just found out that my wife is into witchcraft.
Oh, goodness.
And
well, that's amazing. What's that all about?
I don't know. I've been finding things around the house, and
like
I know
what?
What it is. I've been
what
candles,
do you find?
Scarves, buried. Some stuff was buried outside. I found some nails, some hair clippings, things of that nature.
Gosh,
that's rough.
And
what's the question for us?
Praying, and how should I handle something like that?
Have you brought it up to her yet?
That's just the thing. I don't even know how to approach that. I mean, I'm asking God to give me strength and wisdom to deal with this, and I.
So you haven't talked to her about it yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you're calling us. I'm really glad that you're asking us about it, because this is
calling this marriage off, man.
Well, let's try to help her.
I wouldn't do that yet.
And I guess one of the first questions would be, do you have any idea what the source of her desperation is that would cause her to be attracted to a group of people that are into witchcraft? Any insights there from you?
No, only thing I found out that she just feel like she's alone and she's by herself, and that she feels like that's her calling.
Are you thinking that, or have she told you that?
She told me that.
So you have brought this up to her?
That's what she said in her own words, yes.
Well, let me get a little clarity here, Bruce. You have asked her if that's witchcraft she's practicing? you have done that?
No, I didn't ask her. She was holding a conversation.
She told you
on the phone.
And she said, that's my calling?
She got off the phone. Right.
And she said, witchcraft is my calling?
That's what she said.
Okay, so it's in the conversation now. I mean, you didn't ask her, but you found out, and she's saying, I'm doing these things. Okay.
Right.
Are you guys church-going people, Bruce?
I am.
She doesn't go to church with you?
She won't go.
And so in 30 years, she's not expressed a faith or a church faith?
Nope.
Okay. Has she said why?
No, she won't. She just, it's like she shut herself off. It's like, she's talked to everybody but me. So I don't know.
Is y'all's marriage intimate and vulnerable and close, and do you guys share with each other at a deep level? It feels sort of disconnected. Used to?
Used to.
Okay.
Used to.
When did used to stop?
Used to stop maybe, I want to say, I don't know, 2-3 years ago.
Do you know what happened?
Somewhere along the line, it's like she woke up and decided that this was it. This is something, I guess, that she was doing.
Wait a minute, I got my pronouns mixed up.
I can't.
You're saying You're thinking a couple of years ago is when she got into witchcraft and also distanced from you emotionally at the same time. Do I have that right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
But she's probably been influenced by somebody or some people, because this isn't something she would do on her own. She's got a group that's encouraging her. What I would do, Bruce, is I would talk to her in terms of wanting to understand, not to judge, not to make her bad, but to say, tell me how your interest in this started. How does it mean that it gives you purpose? Just see if she will talk about it, and you have some understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, I would do that. I would draw her out as, anything that's important to you, I want to understand. And I think the other thing is, I would say, are you willing to see my pastor? And let's talk about, and if you got a pastor that's not going to be really judgmental, but really help her see the Jesus side of things, there could be a good end to this. But I agree with Dave. I wouldn't do that until I've had a conversation with her where I listen to her.
But see, if you knew there was a deep wound there, let's just say you knew her dad abandoned her, then you'd be able to have a connection where you could say, honey, I know what your dad did. I understand how you could end up doing what you're doing. I want to talk to you about that. So I want you to think, is there something you know about in the past?
My wife had found me out and came home one weekend. She had revealed my secret. The only reason I was sorry at that time is because I had been caught. I had had the Every Man's Battle book for years and pulled that book out that weekend and found the phone number on the back and called it, and then a week later I was at Every Man's Battle. It really gave me the start I needed for my recovery. I never had that opportunity to sit down with guys I didn't even know and totally open up. The good thing was I was opening up to guys I didn't even know. So why did I care? Just lay it all out on the table. I have nothing to lose. You need to check it out. At least go online, check out what it's about, and take the chance and go do it.
If you're struggling, call us. There are people on the other end of the line who want to hear from you, who want to help you. We don't want you to go on struggling, but you got to take that first step. Just give us a call. It's 1-800-639-5433. It's 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again. You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly. and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. And by the way, okay, so I'm just going to ask real quick here, is there anything that you can think of? Well, wait a second. Did he drop off the line here? I believe he did.
Who, Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce isn't there. Well, Bruce, I don't know what happened there, but I would hope and pray that you could maybe get a link to her heart, because these things don't just, one day somebody just doesn't wake up and say, I think I'm going to become a witch. That takes a lot of time to develop, and there's a lot of background there. So maybe you could find a link. Where's the hurt? Where's the pain? We're going to do another program after this. 1-800-229-3000 if you want to join us. Right now, I want to talk to Larry Sonnenberg. Larry, let's talk about what we've got coming up and anything going on with you today that we ought to know about, because I love talking to you because you've got the heart of this ministry right in your heart. What's going on?
Well, Steve, I always struggle a little bit trying to figure how to encourage folks to support us financially without sounding like a beggar and always having my hand out saying give, give, give. And so I decided I was going to write a little note to our listeners, and I want to read the note. Dear New Life listeners, I come to the mic most every day to encourage you to financially support the work of this ministry, which in truth is the work of the Holy Spirit in transforming lives. I can think of names of hundreds of people who I've met and come to know. Some are board members of New Life, Every Man's Battle alumni, Marriage Workshop alumni, Restore Workshop alumni, other past workshops. People who listen to this program and acted on the advice of Steve and the co-host. People who went to see one of our network counselors. Lives are forever changed, and it affects others around them, and it means generations will be different. I'm forever changed because of this ministry and what I've witnessed and how Christ has worked in my life and my family's life. So at Thanksgiving time, I just wanted to take a minute to say thanks to you. Without the financial support you've given, some of you for the first time recently, and others have been given for years and years, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are at work through this ministry. It's incredibly touching to look into someone's eyes whose life is forever different, and see a twinkle and a sparkle that wasn't there but for God's Spirit living in them, and their responsiveness to that Spirit. Relationships are restored, struggles with issues are better, hope is there, and there's a spring in their step where before there was none. And at the same time, I request for you to make a gift of support to New Life again. This Thanksgiving time, what a better way to say thank you to God than to make a gift that will change a life, or scores of lives, or hundreds of lives. One person at a time, we're making a difference. Lastly, in my ministry work, I've always taken the attitude that I won't ask someone to do what I won't do or haven't done. And it's the same with giving. My wife and I are monthly givers, and we make extra gifts to New Life in addition to what we give to our church. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for responding to the needs of hurting, struggling people through your gift to New Life. So...
Just sweet.
Just want to say
thank you, Larry.
Just want to say thanks.
Really from the heart.
People make a difference. Yeah.
Well, we are so grateful for the folks that support us. We thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do for this ministry, Larry. You're such a committed, really warrior for truth and transformation. And if God is moving you to help us here, if you're grateful, please call us at 1-800-NEW LIFE. We know that gratitude leads to generosity. It leads to planning to be generous, not just impulsively. And we're so grateful. But here's the phone number, 1-800-229-3000 for the radio, 1-800-NEW LIFE to get help for yourself or to help us help others. All of those are important during this. It's a tough time of the year. Thank you, Larry.
I've got to say one more thing. I know we want to get another call in, but I got to say,
Okay.
I get solicitations from things I've supported in the past. One recently was a college, and they talked about their endowment and about their plans for the future and all the big things they're doing. And at New Life, what you hear from us is our plans to help people's lives be forever different. It's not grandiose. It's not that we've got a huge building project and we're going to get a loan for $2 million. You've got to help us pay it off. It's just helping people one at a time, and it makes a huge difference. And don't think that because we aren't spelling out this grandiose future plan for people. The grandiose plan is to let God's heartbeat get inside of them and make a difference. So
our grandiose plan, Larry, is to try to do what Jesus did. High touch, high truth, high transformation. Jesus touched people. He was the truth, knew the truth, and lives are transformed. That's what we're trying to do. You want to get behind that? 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I do think we've got time for one more phone call here. If you want to join us for the second hour, it's 1-800-229-3000. But let's go to Terry, Louisville, Kentucky, WFIA. Hey, Terry, how are you?
I'm fine, Steve. How are you all?
We're good.
Really, really good. How can we help now?
Well, I was calling regarding my son. Just to kind of give you a quick background, at the age of 5, he was put on Ritalin and was on that for several years. At 14, he started to self-medicate with marijuana and proceeded to experiment with other drugs. I think he's probably done just about everything but heroin, shooting up heroin. And so at this point now, he has relapsed. He had 5 years sobriety, relapsed. Then he had 7 years sobriety, relapsed. Then he had 5 years sobriety, relapsed. Back in 15, when he was in jail, and it's sort of been this way. This last time where he was, he had gone into a not mental hospital, but a local hospital where they treat drug addiction and so on. And they put him on Strattera. He did well. And I guess my question is to you all, what can I do as a mother? I mean, I'm doing what I can to make myself survive. You know, I mean, I've told him he can't come back and live in my house. He's tried to bring other people. He goes from person to person. He finds people that are doing the drugs, so he survives and he keeps flowing. But my question is, what is it that possibly I can do to... I found a facility in Bloomington, Indiana, that would take them...
Okay, let us answer your question. Let us answer your question here, because there are so many other moms that struggle like this. One thing I want to be sure, are you going to Al-Anon or codependency meetings yourself? Are you getting any kind of help for you through this?
Not yet. Just turn it over to God. You know,
No. Wait a second. We don't just turn it over to God when there are many things that we can do other than just wait for God to do what God's waiting for us to do. John, Dave, what do you guys think that she can do other than just...
Well, she's got to go to Al-Anon, and she's got to find a group that deals with parents' issues and go consistently, because a lot of it's a codependency situation. A lot of his problem is related to your problem is related to his problem. They're all intertwined, and you've got to separate them. And Al-Anon is going to be able to help you do that.
We'll send you a copy of Boundaries. It has a lot of examples of people struggling like you're struggling.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I will send that to you. I'm going to be preaching this weekend, northviewchurch.us. Misty and I were teaching on boundaries last Sunday night, John, and in our class that we teach. 1-800-229-3000. Come join us.
We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.